Сайн байцгаана уу өрх мужигчдөө намайг чилмөгдөв. Good afternoon everyone, I'm Chilo Mugo and you can call me Kira. I come from the Mongolia ethnic group in the Hetao Plain. Today I want to share with you a story about how three languages, Mongolia, Chinese and English have shaped my identity, my life and my worldview. Growing up, I never thought of language as merely a tool for communication. For me, each language is a doorway to a different world, a unique way of thinking and a distinct way of being. These three languages does not only define my cultural environment, but also profoundly influence how I see myself and the world around me. Let me begin with the Mongolia, the language of my family and my childhood. At home, my elders spoke to me in Mongolia. It's my mother tongue. But Mongolia is more than just a language. It's a reflection of our culture. The Mongolia people are known for their warmth and hospitality, but we also place a strong emphasis on etiquette and boundaries. This cultural value has deeply influenced how I interact with others. For example, in Mongolia culture, there are clear rules about how to greet someone, how to show respect to elders, and how to behave in social interactions. These rules are not just about being polite. They are about maintaining harmony and balance in relationships. For instance, when giving or receiving something, we must use both hands. And when meeting someone, formal greetings are expected. And younger people will often bow their hands slightly and bend their knees slightly when shaking hands with elders. This sense of etiquette has stayed with me, even as I moved between different languages and cultures. It's taught me how to navigate social interactions with care and respect, how to be warm and welcoming while also being mindful. This cultural foundation helps me strike the right balance, being polite without overstamping. From kindergarten through high school, I was educated entirely in Mongolia. It wasn't just about learning math or politics in another language. It's about preserving our cultural identity. My teachers spoke Mongolia, my textbooks were in Mongolia, and my classmates shared the same cultural background. It was a world where I felt square, where I belonged. But as I grew older, I began to realize that this world was just one part of a much larger picture. In my daily life, I also speak Chinese, but here's the thing, my Chinese isn't standard Mandarin. Growing up influenced my hometown dialect. I can't distinguish between front and back nasal sounds. Of course, the people around me couldn't either. When I started university, everything changed. Suddenly, I was surrounded by classmates who spoke fluent Mandarin, and I had to adapt quickly, but it wasn't easy. After a day of classes in English, a language I was still getting used to do, I'd come back to my dorm completely exhausted, try to chat with my roommates in Chinese, and that's when the chaos began. My sentence would come out in the wrong order. My pronunciation would slip, and sometimes I'd even mix some Mongolia words into my Chinese sentence without realizing it. It was just like my brain was juggling three languages at once, and by the end of the day, it just couldn't keep up. But my roommates were amazing. They didn't laugh at me or get frustrated. Instead, they listened patiently and guessed when they didn't understand. And slowly but surely, they learned to decode my unique way of speaking. In fact, they now proudly tell me, we are the only ones who can fully understand your Chinese. Maybe they're right. This experience taught me something important. The language isn't just about vocabulary or grammar, it's about connection. It's about finding ways to communicate, even when the words don't come easily. And it's about the people who are willing to meet you halfway, to listen and to understand. But the journey didn't stop here. When I entered university, I found myself in a new linguistic landscape, English. Suddenly, I was reading textbooks, writing essays, and discussing ideas in a language that was once out of reach. But here's the truth, I didn't always take English seriously. Growing up as a Mongolian medium student, English had a very small role in our education system. Because of policy and curriculum design, English was almost negligible in our college entrance exams. To be completely honest, during my final year of high school, I didn't memorize a single English word. It just didn't seem important at the time. But life has a funny way of surprising you. Through a series of coincidences, I ended up at UIC, where English became the center of my academic life. Here, I gave my first English presentation, wrote my first English essay, and even participated in English debates. It was overwhelming at first, but it also quite incredibly exciting. What makes this journey possible were the people around me. I was so lucky to meet classmates and teachers who were always willing to help. No matter how many mistakes I made, no matter if I could only answer questions one word at a time, they responded with smiles and applause. Their encouragement gave me the confidence to keep exploring, to pushing my boundaries in this new language. English opened up a world of possibilities. It allows me to connect with the people from all over the globe, to access knowledge and ideas that were out of reach, and to see my own culture from a new perspective. But perhaps the most profound impact of English was how it changed the way I thought about myself. In Mongolia, I'm Chilmu, a Mongolia girl. In Chinese, I was a student navigating a diverse society. But in English, I became a global citizen who could belong anywhere and everywhere. So, what does it mean to live between three languages? For me, it's about more than just speaking different words. It's about embracing different words, different ways of speaking, and different ways of being. Each language has shaped me in a unique ways. Mongolia taught me to value my roots, to respect elders, and to navigate relationships with care and boundaries. And Chinese taught me to adapt, to connect, and to thrive in a diverse society. And English taught me to explore, to dream, and to see myself as a part of global community. But perhaps the most important lesson I have learned is this. Language is not just a tool for communication. It's a tool for transformation. It shapes how we see the world, how we relate to others, and how we understand ourselves. The cultural environment around me is always changing. Immersing myself in these different cultures, staying curious, exploring, and learning. This, to me, is a way of life. The environment is always changing, presenting challenges, but we adapt and move forward. As I stand here today, I'm not just a speaker of three languages. I'm a product of three cultures, three worlds, and three ways of life. And I believe that this is the true power of multilingualism. It allows us to be more than just one thing. It allows us to be everything. To everyone who has supported me on this journey, my families, my teachers, my classmates, and especially my UIC community, thank you. Your encouragement has been my guiding light, helping me navigate the challenges and celebrate the joys of living between languages. In the end, language is not just about words. It's about connection, exploration, warmth, growth, and the endless possibilities that come with embracing new words. And for that, I'm forever grateful. Thank you.